It's time we talk about a group of people that has seen endless abuse and discouragement and hardship, and who are generally just cursed at this point. And what I want to talk about is Minnesota sports, on the professional level especially. The life of a Minnesota sports fan is not a good one. It is one filled with pain and embarrassment in ways that no other fan base really gets to see across all sports. Minnesota, that we never win anything. I think the only title that Minnesota has won in the four major sports of, we'll say, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football is, I believe the Twins had a title in the 80s. And since then, I don't think we won anything except for maybe the 50s when the Lakers were still in Minneapolis. Yeah, the most successful NBA franchise in history, or second most successful, depending on your view on the Celtics. Yeah, they used to be in Minnesota, but no, we got rid of them, and then they went on to be the most successful thing like ever, which is just kind of our vibe. It's tough. There definitely is a Minnesota sports curse, and our teams always struggle, and regardless of the talent level we have, we find new ways to lose. We manage to make it as embarrassing and heart-wrenching for our fans as possible. It's just kind of how it goes. Coming off of Game 3 against Memphis that the Wolves just played, where they lost not one but two 20-point leads in one game, getting outscored 50-16 to end the game, certainly was an example. I didn't think I could have my faith in the Wolves shook in this series in that game, in Game 3. Even if we lost, I don't think I would have cared. We probably even could have got blown out. The way we lost that game had an effect that I didn't think was possible with how much I've believed in this team this year. Because they lost that game in a way that I've only seen Minnesota teams lose things. That was a Minnesota curse-worthy game right there. Because that's essentially what we specialize in. I mean, we can be ahead super far. We can be incredible. We can have everything going for us. We managed to lose in the most terrifying and embarrassing ways possible. And that game certainly felt like it. I've been preaching Wolves back. I've been on the train. That game really felt like Wolves back to being the Wolves we've seen the last 18 years, which is the biggest disgrace of a basketball franchise on the planet. And this video is not to give up on that team or give up on the Timberwolves entirely. I really enjoy that team. I think that team is great. But that game really stung, and it brought back the familiar embarrassment of being a Minnesota sports fan, which it finally felt like the energy was maybe changing for the Wolves. But anyway, I wanted to come up with a word to capture the Minnesota sports curse, because I don't think that there's like a catchy phrase out there yet. And so of those core teams, we have the Wild, the Twins, the Vikings, and the Timberwolves. So I wanted to pick like a pair of Wild Viking twins. And I also wanted to find another way to include the Timberwolves in that name as well. So what I came up with is the Minnesota sports curse will now be called the Ragnorett Lokurse. And even though these are not two twins, this is two Viking names. There's Ragnar and Loki, and they are both some wild, powerful characters traditionally. Then we add et to the end of Ragnar to get Ragnorett, which is how we incorporate the Wolves into this, because Kevin Garnett is absolutely the foundation of the Wolves, best player in the franchise history by far, and really built the organization. He also has not had his jersey retired, even though the Celtics did, where he did way less for them outside of winning a championship, but he meant a lot more to our city. And it probably does go into the curse that he does not have his number retired and is not as involved with the organization as everyone wants him to be. And without Garnett, we have been an absolute mess since he left. And of course, Lokurse is just Loki and curse to finish things out. So we have the twin Wild Viking names, and also the Timberwolves ending of one of those names, to capture the four major sports and give us the Ragnorett Lokurse that is absolutely present. And I'm not someone to view every season as title or bust. You just want your teams to be entertaining, competitive, and to have a shot every now and then, which you haven't seen a whole lot of that with Minnesota sports teams. And to actually lift this curse, I do think we will need a championship, however. Retiring Kevin Garnett's number would probably help, but I think we need to win a championship in one of those 4 sports to hopefully lift this and eventually start to change the Intuico flow of Minnesota sports. And we're passionate, supportive people that are ready to be tremendous peers for people that will reciprocate the effort. But goddamn, do we have a history of things really going wrong and just endless amounts of failure. You know those types of moments when you see them. We've been seeing them our entire lives. You just hope it goes away sometime soon. In the event that one of those 4 teams wins a championship, I think we can remove the curse. But until that point, it's hard to not see it. Anthony Edwards, for the love of God, save us all. Let's move on to our comment of the day. Comment of the day comes from K-Whip. He said, I shall try to scrap purse how I feel right now. Estoy triste. As always, we hate from hearing K-Whip because he has better things to do and is supposed to be retired. But I do enjoy when he is able to capture the essence of the priority Wiplish word of the day and how the world around him is feeling, which he certainly did with elegant simplicity here. That's a 108 out of 108. Hopefully that will cheer him up. I know it won't. Song of the day is Mad World by Gary Jules. A depressing, haunting song to go along with my theme of the day. Video of the day, as much as I dislike the program, comes from First Take because my liking for JJ Redick overcame the actual program because he calls out Chris Russo a bit in this, exposes some of his glorification of old era basketball that just doesn't keep up with how incredible the product is in the NBA right now. Great points out of JJ. That's what we got. I'm gonna go not do anything but just be sad.